just 5 things. It's a Monday morning. Just heading to work now. Now, I want to talk about 5 things that can help you land your tech role for 2026. So, if you're interested in getting your tech role for 2026, these are 5 things you want to do. Number one, you need a detailed CV. So, I'm going to be talking about 5 things. A lot of people said, okay, I want a tech role, I want a tech job, I want to transit into tech, or I want to upgrade my job, or I want to freelance, or I want to consult. So what are you supposed to do? 5 things. The very first thing is a detailed CV showing KPI and your skills. So if you have a CV and that CV is not showing your skills, what it means is that when recruiters see your CV, it's not going to make any sense, because what you're trying to sell when you are trying to apply for either a physical job, whether you're trying to apply for a remote job, is that you're trying to market yourself. So your CV should and must market yourself. So that CV should be very, very detailed. Now, it shouldn't be something you just say, okay, I worked here, I have some certification. No, the CV should spell out all the places where you've worked, all the places where you've consulted for, all the places that you have contributed value to, and you should itemize the skills that you've gained from those roles. Another thing you want to also make sure when you want to land a remote job or a physical job or a hybrid role is that in your CV you want to ensure that the certifications that you've gained, either free certifications or paid certifications, you want to ensure that you spell out the skills that you have gained from that particular role. So first thing is you want to ensure that you have a skill set, an awesome skill set. Now, the next thing you want to do is to journal your journey. Now, recruiters want to see that you didn't just, like people say, you didn't just appear from nowhere. We want to ensure to see that you are actually not just trying to make up something, that you have been contributing value over a period of time. So in your CV, if you want to land a remote role, one thing you want to tell is that you have done this for some time. So that's why where you are, while you're trying to learn, while you're trying to take trainings, while you're trying to take certifications, while you're trying to work on projects, you want to journal it. So the question, if you want to land a remote role, how can you journal your journey? Because in your application, recruiter want to see that yes, this guy, this lady have been doing this for some time and have been contributing value. So you want to journal your journey. So how do you journal your journey? So few sites that you can use to journal your journey. Number one, you could use GitHub. You could use Medium, Medium, right? Medium.com. Register an account on Medium. What you want to ensure is that all the things you are doing, all the projects you are working on, tell a story about the project. Let's say you're data analyst and you built a dashboard. What you want to do, you want to talk about the reason for the dashboard you are creating. That's why you are creating that particular dashboard. The data set for the dashboard, pictures of the dashboard that you have created. Then you want to tell the insights that you've gathered or you've gained from that particular dashboard. Then you want to talk about the lessons that you've learned from that particular dashboard. So you want to tell that story, because if you have that story, imagine somebody that says, okay, he's a cybersecurity analyst, then he doesn't have an archive of his journey, an archive of his story. It tells the recruiter that you're not very detailed. So one thing you want to stand out when you want to land or when you want to get a remote or a hybrid role is that you want to archive your journey. So I said journal your journey. So the first thing you can use GitHub, you can use LinkedIn, you can use Medium, you can use Behance. For those of us that are into UI UX, graphics, branding, you could use Behance. And there are several platforms for you to actually archive your entire journey, because once you archive your entire journey, it tells recruiters that there is something they can look out for in terms of validating your skills. And the next thing you want to do is you want to have portfolio, you want to have proof of work. So what's proof of work? So proof of work is saying that, let's say I'm a software developer. So if you're a software developer and you want to land a remote role or you want to land a remote job, the point is going to be, where are the things that you've built? If you say you're a cybersecurity analyst and you want to land a remote job, in terms of portfolio proof of work, the point is going to be, what have you built? So have you built a vulnerability assessment application? Have you built a script, a scanning script? What have you built? Have you created a kind of dashboard for a SOC team? You have to have some kind of proof of work. If you say you are a UI UX designer, you're going to show that this is what you've done. And as much as possible, it's always good, if you want to land a remote role, you want to apply for a tech role, you want to apply for a tech job, that your proof of work is actually work that is in use. There's a difference between, if I have two people coming to me I need to recruit for my company or for company of my clients, the point is going to be, if I see two persons, this very first person have a portfolio, but it's all demo portfolio. This second person have a portfolio, but the portfolio are real portfolio. That's their portfolio that are in use. There's a big and a huge difference. If you want to land a remote role, if you want to get a remote job, you must ensure that your portfolio is an actual portfolio, not just a demo portfolio. Yes, you can combine actual portfolio and demo portfolio, but you must ensure that your actual portfolio speaks volume. Imagine somebody that says, okay, I'm a software developer. The point is, show us the softwares that you have created for clients and that are in use. It's just like somebody telling somebody, let me tell you how to make $1,000, but you don't have $1,000 in your bank account. There is no proof in the past that you've made $1,000. There's no evidence. So it doesn't make any sense. So if you say that you're a software developer, you have to ensure that you have software you've created. You have to ensure that you have web applications that you have created. If you say you're a cybersecurity analyst, there must be proof that these are the things that you have done in the past, and it must be concrete. It shouldn't be demo. If you say you're a digital marketer, or you're you are a, let's say, virtual assistant, you have to ensure that you have 2, 3, 4, 5 clients that you have done that same kind of stuff for, and there is proof. You could go to the link, you could confirm. So recruiters want to see that you are not going to start trying to learn on the job, except it's an internship. Even if it's an internship, recruiters will prefer somebody that have actually taken some actions as regards contributing that particular value. That's how you can stand out. If I see 10 CVs, and in these 10 CVs, most of the CVs are just talking about demo stuff, I will just push them aside. If I see somebody that have done actual stuff, I want to engage that kind of person. So number one, I've talked about how do you land a remote role, how do you land a tech job easily. Number one is that you should have a detailed CV showing your KPIs, showing your skill set. Number two is that you should journal your journey, right? Journal your journey. I've told you how to journal your journey. You want to have Git, you want to have LinkedIn, you want to have Medium, you want to have Behance, depending on your role. If you're a developer, look for platforms that you can showcase or you can write your journey. I prefer Medium. Medium is like a storytelling platform. You can use GitHub, or you can use GitHub and Medium. If you're a data analyst or a machine learning engineer, you could use, let's say, Tableau or any Power BI platform where you could show your dashboard, show your script, or you can use Python anywhere you can host your script. Then you can write your story on Medium. Then you can link to the application that you have built. If you're a cybersecurity analyst, you want to ensure that you have your script, your code, your stuff that you've created on GitHub. You could write your story on Medium. Then you have proof that you've actually worked and you have journaled that particular stuff. Then the next one I'm going to talk about is you should have an optimized LinkedIn profile, right? You should have an optimized LinkedIn profile. What does an optimized LinkedIn profile do for you? It tells recruiter that you are engaging on a world-class recruitment and a professional platform. So when it comes to professional platforms, social platforms for professionals, LinkedIn is like number one. So you want to be on LinkedIn. You want to engage on LinkedIn. Let's say you are taking a certification, a CompTIA certification, and you just passed the certification, or a Cisco certification, and you just passed. You could come on LinkedIn and you tell your journey, tell what you went through trying to prepare and to pass that particular certification, you could tag maybe the author, the book that you wrote. You can tag your tutor. You can tag the company where you did your training with. You could tag the certification provider, that is Cisco, CompTIA. What it does is that it attracts audience, it attracts persons in that particular field to either engage with your post, to see what you are doing, and it gives you a lot of views, right? So when recruiters try to check what you are doing in the professional space, what is going to happen is that you're going to be counted worthy. So you want to have a very optimized LinkedIn profile. So the last thing I'm going to be talking about is recommended tech certifications. So don't be that person that just want to focus on just skills. There's a combination of skills and certification. There are two things that you want to make sure that you have if you want to land a remote job, if you want to land a physical or a hybrid role. I talked about 4 things so far: detailed CV, journal your journey, what's it called, portfolio, proof of work, optimized LinkedIn profile. Now the last thing I'm talking about now is recommended tech certifications. You want to ensure that you have some free certifications and validation you've done. You also want to have paid certification. So you have to invest a particular sum of your income into certification. What certification does is that they validate your skill set. Certification is going to do what? It's going to validate your skill set. I've seen instances where I'm doing recruitment and I see a lot of CVs. I want to look at what is the investment of this person towards his career. Any person that is going to invest into his career, I'll take that person more serious compared to another person that just wants to take his career like laissez-faire, just wants to take it as it comes. So you want to invest in 1 or 2 certifications depending on your budget as regards validating your skill set. So if you are into cyber, if you're into DevOps, if you're into UI UX, if you're into let's say cybersecurity, you want to make sure that you validate your skill set. What happens is that when you have credentials, it takes you you have access to the door. What your skill sets do is that your skill set will help you keep your job, right? Your certifications, what they do for you is that they get you into the door. Your portfolio gets you into the door. And what happens is that when you have the skills, it helps you keep the job. So 2 things: you want to have the certification, you want to have the skill set. You don't want to be pursuing skills, and you don't have. Good morning, Ibrahim. Welcome to the live stream. So if you're learning something, let us know what you're learning. You could put a thumbs up. We are also having a remote sessions. We're having a remote session for data, machine learning, for cybersecurity, for UI UX, for branding, for digital marketing, virtual assistant, for software development. We're having these 5 remote tech internship. So you could check the channel. You're going to see a brief about the tech internship. Do well to connect, join the WhatsApp group and get briefings. We're going to be starting this weekend. I hope to see you in that live stream. So if you have any questions on this live stream, you could ask your questions and I will do well to answer them. So in this live stream, what I did was to tell you 5 things that you can do that can help you do what? To land a job. If you want to land a job, if you want to get into freelancing, tech freelancing, if you want to get into remote job, if you want to get into hybrid job, there are 5 things you want to make sure that you do to get ready for 2026. So if you got any of them, you can type them on the live stream. So number 1, detailed CV showing your KPIs and your skill set. Journal your journey. Have portfolio and proof of work. Make sure that you have an optimized LinkedIn profile. Make sure that you have recommended tech certifications to validate your skill set. Okay, I'm open up 2 minutes more questions. I'll answer them and that will be all for today. Check my channel. I have over 20 comprehensive playlists on tech, data, cybersecurity. Do well to follow the channel. I drop and I update those 20 courses from time to time. If you have any questions, do well to ask. I will answer them and we will call it today. Questions. If you have any questions, drop it and I will answer you. If you are preparing for CompTIA, any of CompTIA certification, if you are preparing for Security Plus, if you are preparing for ISC Square certification for CISSP, I'm holding a live session for that. You could inbox, you could contact us via WhatsApp. We'll hook up you to the class. We'll hook you up to the class. Okay, Ibrahim, you're asking when is the internship starting? This week. We're starting weekend. Classes holds Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For each of the tracks, we are holding classes 2 times a week. So you could check the live session. You will see the WhatsApp group. You could join and have yourself get ready for 2026. Any more questions? Okay, see you at 9 for tips on tech career, on how to land your remote job. Thank you very much and take care.